This is the demonstration and sort of proof of life of the amplifier that's currently up on Reverb around January 21st. It's the Jose 50 watt head based upon my original Jose amplifier. So this is just to give you an idea of what the actual amplifier that you're buying sounds like and how to use it. So we have our control layout. We have master, which is a push-pull, bass, middle, treble, volume 1, volume 2, 3 inputs, and the gain input or control, which is also push-pull, a jump selector, which is a toggle switch right here. And on the back, you have the presence control. There is a 3-position impedance selector for 4, 8, and 16 ohm, speaker matching, and 2 speaker output jacks to connect to your cabinets. So I'll just go in and show you how it sort of works and how you can get the sound. So this is like a quick start kind of thing. So if you want to just like get right off onto sort of like the gain sound, right, which is probably what you want to do with a Jose. I've got everything pretty much set at noon, so we'll just start off with that. All right, so if you want to raise the gain, you have 2 options. You can, these 2 controls right here will be active when you're in the gain control and no jump, but we'll get to that later. So we can raise up a little bit more of this pre right here. The controls are pretty active, or they work. Unusual for a Marshall, so I'm going to bring up the treble a little bit so you can hear how that goes. All the way down. Mid control, let's work that. Yeah, so we could bring down the mids a little bit, let's say. Bring it around there. Bring up the treble a little bit. And this is just my ears, right? So I'm just going to bring up the bass now. Now we can bring up the gain even more with the first stage control, right? I'm at about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Now I'm going to goose it. Goosed. Plenty of gain. Okay, so that's the hot channel. If you want to do anything with the Jose Master, if you pull it out, it sort of adds another resistive element in the tone stack, changes the tone slightly, lowers the volume. So let's pull that out real quick. Get a little pop with it, but that's normal for this design, right? Versus pulled. All right, so we got a handle on that. Now, if you want to go and get sort of like your standard Plexi tones, like more old school Plexi tones, low gain stuff, the 2 top inputs are what you're going to be using. So this would be like the bright channel. This would be the normal channel, just like on like a 1987 or a 1959 Super Lead. So let's go for the bright channel. And if you're just looking for going into this channel alone, you're going to want to pull out the gain knob, which defeats it, and it unloads that stage so it sounds more authentic. So that's right. I'll push it in, pull it out, gives it a little bit more drive, a little more bite. Now, if you want to, in a sense, like drive that sound harder, obviously you can use the master volume because it is a pre-phase inverter type. So if I raise this up, it's going to add some more girth and drive to the sound. So that's useful as well. So I'll go ahead and do that. Right? Fairly quiet. I mean, this thing's on gag right now, and it's, you know, the noise level is pretty good. So if I build it, it won't hum. So, all right, so we're going to drop that back again. Now that works for the gain channel too. Like if you wanted that thing to go nuts, you just, you know, jack it up even further. All right, so now you can also go into, drop my pick, go into the regular channel, right? Which would be the sort of like the fat channel on a Plexi. So this is very old school, like a 60s, 66, 67, 68-ish, kind of like a super lead. So you're going to get a very, very fat kind of sound, right? Right? You can almost play like bass on it. Okay, you can also, it's useful in the sense that you get some Clapton-ish tones. If you jack this up a little bit. Okay, and then obviously too, if you press this in, you're going to get less. All right, so the next feature, I guess, would be the jump. So if I'm in any of these inputs, if you switch this over to jump, these two will become active at the same time. So I can bring this up now. Bring this down. Right. Take it out. Works the same way in this channel. Forgot it was in the jump, not in jump. So it's basically, you know, the same thing. Where it gets interesting is if you go into the preamp input, right? The gainier input. So then what happens is that this will drive both channels now. So you can add a little bit extra low end, or you can add even more crazy amounts of gain. You know, if you're looking for something for a song that's like, you know, experimental or whatever, you can make the amp go nuts if you want. So let's listen to that for a second. You have to obviously, if this is pulled out, you get nothing, right? So you got to press it in for it to work. Almost dropped the pick. So we're in jump. I can bring up this a lot. So now you can drop this one down if you just wanted to overdrive this channel alone. Right, which is a nice kind of fat sound. We bring up this, and then we get more of everything. Let's see, what did we want to do next? So take out the jump channel, right? And we'd obviously just be back into the lead sort of sound. Back in. So it's cool to add like a little bit of this to fatten things up a little bit on a thin guitar. This guitar's got a JB in it, so it's not terribly thin. And it's basswood, so it's kind of darkish. Yeah, so I think that shows you sort of how to work it and what it sounds like. So that's good enough. So thanks for watching, and if you grab this thing, good luck with it, and thanks very much.